Today, I want to talk about the idea of specialization and why it's so important. So, in business, there's this idea of niches, and there's this saying, the riches are in the niches, or the riches are in the niches. And there's a lot of misconceptions around the idea that, if I target fewer people, won't I make less money? But the reality is, if you target fewer people, they'll trust you more, right? So, if you targeted only like Brazilian Jiu Jitsu black belts who are vegan, you have a much smaller market, but they have nobody else targeting them. So if you're a dentist who serves those people and specializes in serving those people for whatever reason, maybe you create some special techniques or you have some special tools that work well with vegans who are martial artists, right? Um, you will have much better success with them. Whereas if you try to target everybody, you're competing with a whole bunch of other dentists who are probably better than you. So, in terms of specialization, our society works the way it does because we specialize in trade. And I think that's really powerful because in life, the more you specialize, the more you can charge. And also, the deeper the results you can achieve are. So, there was a time where everyone had to do almost everything themselves. They had to hunt, they had to grow food, they had to manage their whole lives. Today, you can get paid 80,000 a year just to do deep esoteric philosophy because you can trade with someone who does farming at scale very efficiently because they're specialized in it. You can trade with someone who makes clothes, someone who builds houses, and so on. You don't have to do everything yourself, which allows you to go deep on one subject and then sell the results from that work. So, specialization is really important. And ultimately, specialization does take a certain kind of discipline because it requires you to consistently stick with your field for years, potentially decades, and to really become, close to the best in the world at something, which takes a lot of effort, concentrated effort over time, continuously. Whereas if you're a generalist, it's much easier because you can just pursue your interests, you can follow your curiosity, and you can just do a bit of everything. Some people do succeed as jack of trades, but that can also become its own specialty, right? You can become a polymath, you can sort of build expertise in multiple subjects, and you can help other people through that process. But ultimately, I think these two things are connected, which is specialization and targeting niches and small groups, very well defined groups. And I think that's the key to success in business. You target a niche and you also specialize in your skills so that ultimately you really have no competition. You are basically one out of one for that service or product. This can also apply to life and relationships because if you really focus and specialize yourself, there will be nobody else like you, which means the content that you make, the people that you meet, the ideas that you offer will be unique to you. And I think that's really powerful. So until next time, take care.